And not just that, because it's a domino effect, right? Why think about it? Why did Activision have to get sold? Because all of this shit started coming out, and its market value just kept going lower and lower and lower, to the point where, if you're Microsoft, you're seeing this. I'm like, man, last year or 2 years ago, this shit may have been 150 billion or 125 billion. Shit's only 70 now. I'll buy it. Yeah, I'd rather pay 70 to pay 120. You know what I mean? So believe me, I'm sure Microsoft has been thinking about buying Activision for a while, and they probably knew how scummy these motherfuckers were. So like, you know what? This shit's gonna come out eventually. Let's just wait. Let's just wait for them to shoot themselves in the foot, and then we buy it at the lowest price, right? Because I'm telling you, this is not the only company out there that has this sort of toxic environment, right? The more things get outed, right, the more that price is going to drop. And the more that price is going to drop, the more someone else is going to want to buy it, because it's going to be at a bargain, right? That's smart business. Why wait? Why pay for something that's going to cost this much, right? When probably the next best thing is coming out, a week later, or the new version is come out a week later. So I'm like, all right, I'll wait for that one to come out, and then this one's gonna come, and this one's gonna drop. But obviously, when it comes to things like this, it doesn't work that way. But if it's toxic and news, eventually is gonna come out, especially with all these social platforms available for people to out these things, right? Just wait. They're gonna shoot themselves in the foot. It's only a matter of time. The word is already out. Don't think that executives at Microsoft don't know what goes on in Activision. They know. They have to know. You know what I'm saying? But they have to wait for the public to know, right? To learn about these things, right? So that then that value drops. And when that value drops, if it drops any lower, Bobby Kotick is getting fired, right? And he probably should have been fired, right? But you wait for the price to drop even more, and then you're like, okay, I'll buy it now. And yeah, we'll keep you here because we need you to be here, but we really don't want you here because we think you're scum anyway. So when this shit is all done, we're getting you the fuck up out of here, right? And then they look like good guys for doing it, right? But I'm telling you, this is all calculated. These are all calculated risks. There's no way. I want somebody to look up how much Activision was worth before all of these things came up. Look up how much it was worth 2 or 3 years ago, and then tell me if that's more than what Microsoft paid for right now. I'm pretty sure it was more than what Microsoft paid for right now. I'm pretty sure. But with all of this shit coming out, that stock price goes down because people don't want to be associated with this. So then what happens? Microsoft comes and saves a fucking day at a fucking bargain. That's what I think. And if that's what they did, that's smart, right? They're not trying to save Bobby Kotick. They're trying to save all of these people from losing their job. Because if that price keeps going down and nobody wants to purchase their games, because remember, when Call of Duty and Diablo came out, remember, they didn't want to buy it, right? There was a boycott. Remember that, bro?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
They were boycotting this. So if they boycott their products, the stock is going to go down even further, right? So why? I think Microsoft came in at the right time and bought them, right? And when they bought them, look what happened to Sony. Sony shares fell 13% the following day, man. $20 billion of its market value disappeared in one day. Granted that the next day they did recoup some of that, but look how big that is, man. Look how powerful Activision is, right? And mind you, they lost value because of what was going on, right? And even still, Microsoft came and bought them, and affected Sony so bad they lost 20 billion of market share one day. Now imagine if none of that shit would have happened in Activision. Imagine if none of those things would ever came out, or it was just a perfect place to work and nothing like that ever happened, and its value was way more. Let's say it was 150 billion, and Microsoft still fucking bought it. You think Sony would have lost 20 billion in market share the next day? Fuck no. They probably would have lost 70 billion or some shit like that. Right? The only reason it lost 20 billion in market share, right, is because its association to Activision, right? Because it's so dependent of Activision titles. It's dependent of Call of Duty. Without Call of Duty, nobody's buying a PlayStation, bro. We're gonna buy a PlayStation just to play a game once every 2-3 years? No,
That's
man.
if they can even find one.
If you can even find one, bro. If you can even find one. So what are we talking about right now? Like, nah, man, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. I'm telling you, if the market price for Activision were higher and Microsoft would have bought it, it would have been worse for Sony. It would have been worse. They're lucky. They're lucky that Microsoft only paid 70 billion. Because if they would have had to pay more and there wasn't no bullshit tied to Activision, telling you, man, I'm telling you, it would have been fucking GG for them, bro. Why? Because the reputation Activision had obviously had an effect on Sony, but their reputation was so bad that it hurt, but it could have been much worse. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you buy a company that is so loved by everybody and there's no problems, and now that company's taken off the table and you can't work with them like that, or now if you want to work with them, you have to go through another person to work with them. Nah, man. Nah, man. No fucking way. I don't know. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, because now a lot of people are even saying that, Microsoft, now that they have Activision, they're thinking maybe Microsoft needs to buy EA, or Microsoft needs to buy Take Two, or Sony needs to buy Capcom or Square Enix. What do you think, bro? What do you think is the next play for both companies?
I think it depends how their shareholders will hold out with this. Especially if I don't think, what does Sony have still on under their belt? Like, which companies? Like, do you know which game at the top of your head? Because I can't really think of any right now. What they might have as
They,
exclusive.
they just got God of War. They got
That,
Spider Man. They
yeah, but God of War
got. Go
PC
ahead.
also now.
It came out on PC. It came out a week ago.
Yeah,
It came
yeah,
out a
right.
week ago.
So that's pretty
But
much
the thing
gone.
is, it doesn't come out day and date, right? It comes out. Well, it's coming out 4 years, 3.5 years, 4 years later.
Mm.
They have Ratchet and Clank. They
Yeah.
have The Last of Us.
Well, who cares?
Uncharted. The story's already over unless they want to bring it back for whatever reason. What else they got?
That's it, right? That's like the main ones, right?
I think so. Yeah. God of War is cool. Horizon, I think it looks boring. I'm not interested. Ratchet and Clank, I'm sure it's great. It looks fun, but to me, it's a child's game. I'm not into that. The Last of Us, the first one was pretty cool. I think. I don't see why people hyped it up so much. I think too many people were hyping it up so much, especially with all the zombie craze that was been going on the last few years. So I think that may have helped it. I don't really
Mm.
care for it, honestly. I didn't play the second one because I'm not into that, man. I like that shit is corny to me, yo. Like, especially people that love watching The Walking Dead. I'm like, yo, bro, get the fuck out of here, man. You guys are fucking drones, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's like people that watch fucking Game of Thrones because everybody else is watching it. Like you gotta have something to talk about. You know what I mean? Like you have to be able to watch it so you can sit in the table and talk about it. That shit is corny to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not into that shit. What else? Um, Uncharted, that's done. What else did I say? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say Crash Bandicoot, but I think that's gone
Yeah,
too,
that's
right?
Activision's now, bro. That's fucking
Right.
Microsoft's.
Yeah, so that's gone. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think happening, I mean, this is a while. This again, is from back in the day shit. There was an article a long time ago, um, that did talk about that there was a merge, not with Sony Electronics or Sony whatever, it was just the gaming part of Sony, the PlayStation side, whatever you want to call it, that they wanted to like a handshake together with Nintendo. I thought
Mm-hmm.
that'd be kind of interesting. Would it happen? I don't know, but I think if it all depends on the shares of Sony, like like again, people are not buying it. I think the resellers are getting stuck with all these overpriced PlayStations. They're not getting to the customers. People are not playing it. If people are not playing it, they don't pay their yearly fees or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they're just being stocked up somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if things go pretty bad or pretty south, I'll just throw it out there. If Nintendo grabs Sony and Sony PlayStation, not the whole other Sony part, but if they grab them, I can see maybe because kind of like Nintendo, they're like the kings of gimmicks. Remember they made these boxes that you can make into like
Yeah,
interact
yeah.
interaction shit for kids, or they have the new AR reality shit with like like augmented reality with the Mario Kart thing. You can put these checkpoints around and you can see it on the screen and go ooh. But I mean, it was a while ago. I don't remember the exact year. I'll have to dig that up and bring it up maybe on the next one we have it. But it did say that they bought it up, but then that idea was dropped or it was forgotten or black hole, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, it's like the console wars. The old Nintendo versus Sega kind of deal. Now it'd be like Xbox and I don't know what to call it. What would it be? Nintendo Station?
I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna happen because remember, man,
But
PlayStation, it wasn't
they're both,
supposed to exist.
and they're both Japanese companies. I mean, they're gonna get together.
Yeah,
Maybe
that could happen. Those guys are like that. But
they'll
Nintendo, I'm sure they're never gonna forget what Sony did to them, man. Remember, they were supposed to put that shit out together.
yeah,
Remember?
but money makes people strong bedfellows, man. It's kind of like dealing with lawyers. So I mean,
Yeah.
remember they're gonna say, well, it's in the past now. We want to make money. We want to stay afloat and stay relative to the market. So how can we do that? How can we knock out the Goliath of Xbox?
Well,
Because
yeah, they're
like you're
gonna look
saying,
at it like, how do we beat this outsider? Because this shit is
right,
our thing. We're Japanese. We've been doing this shit
right,
forever.
right. So how do we do it? So they might maybe again this is just like what's that thing that everybody says
Speculation.
yeah, but no, the trendier one. What is it? Like the Marvel shit. What's it called?
Oh,
Multi,
multiverse shit.
multiverse bullshit. Right. It's multiverse bullshit. Nintendo Station comes out with some new gimmick where you strap a box to your groin or something. You can play Mario Kart. I don't know. You feel the shell hitting your balls or some shit. But I think I could see something like that happen. Maybe strong stretch, long stretch. But how it stands, I think Xbox is gonna hold the title for a while. I
Yeah,
definitely see it. I can see maybe 3 years, 4 years, maybe once this whole microchip material stuff gets in line again, and the inflation stuff hurting them and all that stuff. So maybe I mean, hell, wasn't Sony even having issues with the fan? Like they had to use a cheaper fan
yeah,
because the one they wanted to use, they just couldn't get a hold of it, so they had to downgrade and get
yeah.
another type of fan, and it
Yeah,
was
they
less,
had
a
it. They
lot less.
changed the fans. Yeah, they definitely changed the fans. And
Right.
and shout out to Radiance 96. He said Sony finally getting real competition and people mad about it. Sony should have made FPS and not rely so much on Call of Duty. Yeah, but they tried, and they tried when it was really just Halo to compete against. Right? They tried with Killzone, and it didn't work. They
That's right. I
tried. They tried with fucking Resistance, and it didn't work.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Resistance was pretty bad.
It just didn't work. Those guys over there, I don't know, man. Like, they're not good at multiplayer, man. They're really not. People can sit here and say, well, Uncharted multiplayer was awesome. It was so much fun. Or The Last of Us multiplayer was great. It's been around for so long. How come nobody talks about it, bro?
SOCOM.
SOCOM, bro. I played SOCOM religiously. And yo, that shit is dead. Dead. You know what I'm saying? Fucking DED. Dead. Not
Oh,
DEAD. DED. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. That's the fucking internet fucking lingo. It's fucking dead. Dead.
is people still using Codebreaker
Yo, they probably still are, bro. You know what I
with
mean?
the grenades? Remember Infinity grenades? That
Yeah,
would keep.
and fucking doing the Skywalker and fucking SOCOM, bro. That shit is dead, bro. Shit is dead. They tried, believe me, and that's not to bash on Radiance at all, right? I know what he's trying to say, but they couldn't even compete against Halo, bro. All right, people could say Halo is not what it once was. Fine, that's fine, but Sony couldn't even compete against Halo, bro. So what makes you think they're going to be able to compete against Call of Duty? If Halo could barely probably compete against Call of Duty, you understand? Like Think about it. What are they gonna do, bro? How? There's nothing they can do. And it's not like they're gonna go buy EA to get Battlefield. That's not happening, bro. You understand? So like, Sony did try. They did, and they failed miserably because all of those franchises are dead, and they've been dead for fucking 2 generations. Fucking Killzone Shadowfall was a launch title. It came out in 2013. It's fucking 2022, bro. It's been 10 years. And that game was fucking trash. The game was so bad, you would get fucking screen tearing. It was terrible. They tried, man.
What else do they have for shooting? I mean, that just can't be
That's
it.
it, bro. That's it. They don't got nothing else, bro. They tried with Mag. Remember Mag?
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad too. I was in the beta test. Oh, the
I
alpha
beta
test.
tested that shit too, bro, because that was Zipper Interactive, the same people that made SOCOM.
Yep. Yeah, that went pretty bad.
It was bad, bro. It was bad, bro. It was bad. It was bad. They tried. And kudos to them. Give them all the credit in the world for trying. They get a fucking star for effort. Remember when you were in school and they had the board and everybody got a star at the end of the day or whatever if they did their job, and there was a fucking race to see who had the most stars? They got a fucking star for each one. At least you tried.
You got a sticker that when you scratch and you smell it, smells like strawberries.
Yeah, but except that the ones that they got smell like shit.
Right.
They tried, bro. They really did, and they fucking failed miserably, bro. They tried, man. I remember playing Killzone on PS2, bro. That shit was garbage. It was fucking garbage. I couldn't even play that game. That shit gave me motion sickness. How slow that game was. The frame rate was horrible. It's fucking garbage.
They had Killzone 3, didn't they? Or no? Or was it 2 the end?
They had 3. I'm sure it was garbage too. I owned 2. I never played. I played it for like 2 hours. I'm like, I don't want to play this shit. It's just whack. I'd rather go play Call of Duty.
3 was on PS3. I mean, on PS3, right?
Yeah, PS3.
Man, I don't remember. I remember I tried to Platinum 1, and I was trying to play it kind of religiously, but I don't know. It just got boring. Like one day, it just unclicked, and I just uninstalled it.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, bro. It was bad. It was just bad. It was bad. And mind you, at that time, remember, Halo was out when PS2 was out, right? And this was before Killzone, right? Before Killzone, there was SOCOM. And SOCOM was competing with Halo as best as it could. I'm not saying that it was a great competitor, but it competed as best as it could with Halo. I remember I would play SOCOM online on PS2, right? 2003, 2004. And, we would say, hey, where's this guy? We're going to have a clan war. And like, oh, he's playing Halo. I'm like, man, get him off that shit. I'm trying to get this clan war running. But even then, it couldn't compete with Halo, right? And that was Sony's most popular online franchise, bro. People could say, oh, it was Killzone. No, it wasn't, bro. No, it wasn't. Why do you think people till this day are still asking for a SOCOM 2 remaster, bro? Why do you think... Bro, why do you think they even created a fucking fan game called fucking H-Hour? Why? Why did they make so many titles for SOCOM, bro? They made 4 mainline titles and like 3 of them for fucking portable. Back then, when this shit really first started, their most popular online franchise was SOCOM. It was never Killzone. Killzone was just popular because it looked nice. But it was never Killzone like that, man. It was SOCOM. SOCOM was where it was at. And SOCOM failed miserably. After SOCOM 2, it never recovered. Why? Because they tried to go the Call of Duty route. They wanted to add fucking, vehicles and bigger maps, and it just didn't work. It didn't work. And then with the PS3, they released SOCOM Confrontation. And it made it worse because now they knew they had to compete against Call of Duty.
That's the one that came with the headset too, right?
Yeah, on the PS3, yeah.
That shit broke.
Bro, that game was broken, bro. It was unplayable. Literally. They tried, and it was SOCOM at that time. It wasn't Killzone. It wasn't fucking with it, bro. Not on that level. Maybe after Confrontation came out, and then SOCOM 4 came out. Maybe Killzone took that space, but it never started with Killzone. It started with SOCOM, guys. It was SOCOM, and that got crushed by Halo. And then when Call of Duty really became mainstream, and then you had SOCOM Confrontation was trying to take players away from Call of Duty, and that was never going to happen. And that was their most popular online franchise at that time. I played it. I had it. It wasn't that, man. I'm telling you. And then Killzone goes to shit. They had nothing. Resistance wasn't doing anything. It had nothing.
Yeah, the Resistance got crushed by Gears.
Yeah, it had nothing. Nothing. So what are we talking about, man? In terms of, multiplayer, never. They never had anything to compete with anything else, whether it was an Xbox game or not. At first, they were competing with Halo, got crushed. Then they were trying to compete with, Call of Duty, and they got crushed. Right? Halo was still sort of able to compete with Call of Duty when Halo 3 came out. I remember it was still very popular. But even then, Call of Duty took over mostly everything. Right? But Halo still had its crowd. And that's why it's still around. Nothing that PlayStation has ever put out in terms of multiplayer is still around. Nothing. Don't even talk to me about Uncharted Online or The Last of Us Online. It's not on that level, man. There's levels to this shit. It's not on that level, man. Never has been and never will be. And people need to get this, man. Like, that's how big this shit is, man. Sony never fucking cared about the multiplayer aspect of games. If you want to play a fucking movie, get a PlayStation, bro. And you know what I think, bro? I think what really started this whole movie-like experience in games,
Kojima.
your boy Kojima with fucking Metal Gear 4. What do you think? You agree with that?
Yeah, he did push it, man. I mean, he did push that certain because he wanted to be a director. I mean, I think he even said that in his interviews that he wanted to get into movies and all that stuff. And I think that's definitely what they were leaning towards, that cinematic type. What's it called? Click action stuff. Like you press a button. When something's gonna happen. There were some games like that. I think there was
Like QuickTime shit.
QuickTime. Yeah, that shit. There was a game I think it was called Velocity or some shit. They had that, a lot of it. They had a lot of QuickTime stuff. I mean, it's pretty to look at, but it's not gameplay.
It's
So
not, man. It's not. You're watching a movie, man. You're playing a movie. I remember people would joke about Metal Gear was the greatest movie they ever played. Listen to that. Listen to what I'm saying. The greatest movie they ever played. It's not a fucking game, bro.
Remember, they're online. They wasn't that popular. It had its niche, but it wasn't like like hardcore.
It was a disaster, bro. There are too many cheaters and all that shit, bro.
Yeah, same thing with the last Metal Gear. Did the same thing too. The one with the mother base and all that stuff. I mean, it was. I tried it. I tried to enjoy it, but then it became too repetitive. And I mean, there was a way to cheat, and then everybody was doing it. So then you had to do it too in order if you wanted to advance. So it kind of became boring. So.
Yeah. So that's the thing with Sony. They never had anything for it, man. Never. Everything that they tried failed, and it failed bad. Failed. SOCOM failed. Killzone failed. Resistance failed. The Last of Us, the online was still there. They released The Last of Us 2, and they released The Last of Us 2 without multiplayer. That shit came out fucking what, 2-3 years ago? And they still haven't released the multiplayer for it? What are we talking about right now? Like, what are you guys saying? And then they're like, oh, well, Uncharted Online is great. Let me tell you something, bro. If you think Uncharted 4 Online is fucking good, slap yourself. Because that shit is trash. Trash, bro. Trash. Show me somebody playing that shit right now. Show me the player count. It's garbage, bro. It's garbage. Sony never really hit that. They never got that one game that they needed. And Microsoft, now they have 2. Halo, and now they have Call of Duty. They don't have it, bro. They don't have it. They don't. And like what Radiance right here is saying, if it was good, why didn't they make standalone Uncharted multiplayer? Exactly, because it was never good, bro. It was never good. Why don't they make it free to play, bro? If it's so fucking great and popular, why don't they make it free to play? Because it's not fucking good, bro. It's not gonna compete. Same thing with The Last of Us, man. It ain't gonna compete. You really think you're gonna take people away from Call of Duty, from fucking NBA 2K, from Halo to play The Last of Us multiplayer, bro? Really? Come on, man. What drugs are you on, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about right now? That's not happening, bro. That is not happening. But anyway, let's continue because I'm out. If I keep going, I'm just gonna fucking crush Sony's dreams.